through the city, yeah, you know I keep my dime riding with me while I'm these high.
You know what it is. We talking about that other side, man. We
5.
talking about that D2 6A 2025 Texas football playoffs, baby. That's what we talking about. Let's go from the bottom up. We're going. Can somebody please Van D. Griff?
Van de Griff.
I bet you that's not. That's you sound right, Jay.
It's not.
They
gonna
beat
matter.
Dripping Springs.
It's not gonna matter. None of these wins have been impressive. They about to hit the end of the road playing CE King. So don't even worry about learning their name. I don't believe. Because I think it's the end of the road for them boys right now.
Yeah. They actually gotta play. Anyways, let's not get to that yet. Vandergrift versus Dripping Springs. They lost 27-20. I'm gonna hop up to DeSoto versus Willis because 60-41 that's a high scoring game, bro. Yeah. It is a lot of football being played.
DeSoto been doing that the whole playoff run. Now I didn't look into how they regular season went, but DeSoto got here averaging 60 points a game. 63 in round 1, 60 in round 2, 56 in round 3, and then another 60 this past weekend for the regional championship.
Different teams, same result.
Under 60. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy work. But DeSoto is a powerhouse football team, so don't come at me in the ads, bro. Anyways, DeSoto beat Willis. Let's get up to Geyer versus South Lake Carroll. That's another school that we should definitely know about because South Lake Carroll is top of the top. Yeah, 51-19.
And Geyer had a good run. I was ready to write them off last week. Geyer, when you look at these scores, they actually been playing real well. It's not the same as Vandergrift. Vandergrift been just skating by. Geyer has been dropping 40 on guys. They only had one close game these playoffs, and that was against Byron Nelson. That's right. That was against Byron Nelson. That was the only close game they have, and that's just because they struggled to score in the second half. But against every other matchup, they seem to be blowing them out the water with good offense and good defense. So they belong here. They belong there. South Lake Carroll is just better.
Bro. Probably steamrolled them. I'm really excited to watch the next when we get to that part, but I'm going to get to that part in a second. So let's go ahead and get to the meat of the subject. No dids. Summer Creek and CE King, bro. Summer Creek and CE King. That was the game on this side. That was the game on this side. And did we both say CE King on this one?
Well, yeah, we did. I believe we did.
But that was not when I started watching the game, bro. Summer Creek, like they got a squad, bro. They got a squad too. I'm
a big fan of they quarterback Noah Spinks. I believe he's a junior. Yeah, I like him and Benny Easter and them boys. They gonna be back around be back around next year. So they gonna be a problem to come. They got here, but that CE King defensive front, they tough. They hard to run the ball on. They hard to get outside the pocket on. And Noah Spinks is a pocket passer, so he's not even trying to leave the pocket. They just getting to him too quick. He couldn't rely on the rush. And it looks like in this game when I was watching, CE King only had 3 points going into the half, but Summer Creek only had 7 points going into the half. So this was a 3-7 game. Then all of a sudden, the third quarter comes around, and CE King starts to rely on a running back that's been leading them in touchdowns up to this point anyways. This was not a story about Timothy Potts this game. This game was a story about a running back named Deion Sims who sealed this win in the third quarter. In the third quarter, this man ran for 3 touchdowns. 21 points scored in the third quarter. All of their touchdowns were scored by Deion Sims, and he closed out the game when they needed him to. He got the yardage that they needed to keep hold of the ball and not give it back to Summer Creek. This was a real good game, and Deion Sims showed up at a time where they needed him.
So it went from Timothy Potts to Deion Sims, huh? I'm gonna call him Deion Hims. That's where we going. Deion Hims, yeah, boy. Wait, don't make it too easy for me, man. Bro,
he showed up.
CE King's the real deal, bro. They're the real deal. But that. I'm glad you put it how you put it because there was nothing that really needed to be said a ton about this matchup. That was a dogfight. That was a dogfight matchup. Both teams were well prepared. Both teams came out from the kickoff, from the first kickoff. I saw that one. It was just high energy. You could tell they was both amped up and ready to play some football. So I'm hoping that all these teams that have made it to this next round that we're going to get into still keep that energy, because we got South Lake Carroll versus DeSoto.
That's gonna be a good game. That's a game.
That's the game.
It's real hard to pick who gonna win this game, because if you look at the fact that DeSoto been dropping 60 on everybody, how is South Lake Carroll? See, South Lake Carroll got to where they are because they got a great offense over anything. They got 3 great receivers at this school, and they got a good
nice
quarterback. Yeah, and so they've been able to rely on their passing game to have a real dynamic offense. But what do they have to answer these DeSoto guys who dropping 60 on everybody they see? I'm not sure that this is going to be as easy a matchup as these other South Lake Carroll games have been. None of these games have been close for South Lake Carroll. They've been blowing these teams out. Geyer, San Angelo, Crowley. These have been no contest games. But for DeSoto, even the teams that have been able to score points have not been able to score at the same rate DeSoto's been scoring. So when you look at this matchup, this is what you call a clash of the Titans, because there is no real way to predict who's going to win this game. We have to leave this to the fans to see what they say about this game, because they all going to root for their side and tell you why. But honestly, I'm not sure who to pick in this game. This one is a tough one. Who you got?
Women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. South Lake Carroll. That's where we going.
You taking South Lake Carroll?
Bro. Yeah, South Lake Carroll. DeSoto, don't come at me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, man. South Lake Carroll got this dub, though.
I'm not willing to say you wrong, but I'm also not willing to say that DeSoto is about to lose this matchup. If they do what they've been doing and they drop 60, South Lake Carroll is going to have to drop 61, which means that they're going to have to match this team in scoring, and they perfectly capable of doing so. But this game is going to come to who can stop the other team. What team can stop the other team?
You staying neutral, or you going DeSoto? Staying neutral?
I'm not going. I'm staying neutral.
That's what I figured. All right. Now this side, you better say something. We ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time here. Vandergrift, CE King. We're not gonna spend a whole lot of time here. They playing at, what is it? State semifinal at McLean Stadium at 6 p.m. 12/13. I want to know what that said. I'm a curious type of guy. I can use Google Maps.
I'm gonna watch it online, because look here, this is not one I'm gonna spend a lot of time on. Vandergrift does not seem to be a very impressive team. Now, by their standards, they probably believe they are. They probably believe that they belong here. But when I'm looking at some of these matchups,
Baylor. Hey, I might have to pull up. That's down the road, bro. Baylor ain't too far from me, baby. Might have to go watch. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you off. It says McLean Stadium. I zoomed out, and it's Baylor, bro. Say Baylor. That's right down the road, bro. I'm right here. That's an hour from me. I'm about to pull up.
I fully expect CE King to watch Vandergrift. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest, because Vandergrift don't belong here. Now, I would love to get on here next week and be wrong because they overperform, but I don't think highly of Vandergrift. I'm glad that you guys have remained here. I'm glad y'all have won each matchup put in front of you. But CE King on a different level than these teams y'all just barely beat. I feel like
that's like the North Shore Lake Travis side, like on the other side on the D1 bracket. It reminds me of that matchup with this matchup. It's just buying time to get to the next to the championship.
I think Lake Travis had a couple of better matchups than Vandergrift. Of course, Lake Travis got They got the joy of running into the Laredo United team, who was not on the same level as them and ended up washing them. But there's no more easy matchups like that in these playoffs. CE King was able to rely on Deion Sims to go out there and win a game when they really needed him to. And that just says something about the guys around him. The defensive front is going to do what they do. The offensive front is going to do what they do. But what changes is the performance that you get from these skilled players that are around Timothy Potts. And if you give him a game where he don't have to be highly efficient, he don't have to be Timothy Potts, and because he gets help from other guys, I think those are ingredients for success when it comes to this CE King team. don't put a whole lot on one player, but have one player show out and overperform what they normally do, so that you can get what you can seal this game early. Vandergrift, this shouldn't even still be a game when that fourth quarter hits.
Yeah. Hey, we pretty much there, man. It's the last two games, 4 games for both sides before they get to the championship. We're gonna be here talking about the matchups next week. Tune in, you feel me? Like, subscribe, and follow, baby.
I'm right.